September 5th, 2024, a date that shattered the hip-hop world. Rich Homie Quan, a pivotal voice from Atlanta's trap scene, was gone at just 34 years old. Initially, the circumstances surrounding his death seemed shrouded in mystery, sparking a whirlwind of theories that added a haunting layer to his passing. Was it a tragic accident, a calculated plot, or an unfortunate relapse? Today, we finally have some clarity, though the truth remains bittersweet. The medical examiner's office has now confirmed that the official cause of Rich Homie Quan's death was indeed an accidental overdose. Toxicology reports have revealed that the beloved rapper ingested a lethal cocktail of drugs, primarily fentanyl, an incredibly potent opioid that has proven unforgiving in recent years. It's a story that has become all too familiar within the music industry, where talent and tragedy often collide. Rich Homie Quan's passing due to a fentanyl overdose paints a stark picture of the risks many artists face, particularly when counterfeit pills enter the scene. Sources close to Quan had already hinted at this possibility. He reportedly ingested counterfeit Percocet, unaware that it was laced with the deadly substance. Fentanyl, a synthetic opioid approximately 50 times stronger than heroin, has claimed the lives of countless artists, and Quan, sadly, is now counted among those losses. But let's back up a bit, because this tragic ending didn't come without its share of dark questions and speculation. For weeks, the rap community has buzzed with theories, trying to fill in the blanks. Was this just another sad example of the dangers of addiction? Or did something more sinister unfold in the final days of Rich Homie Quan? Fentanyl has become an unwelcome specter haunting the music world. Rich Homie Quan joins a growing list of artists who have fallen victim to this epidemic. Mac Miller, Lil Peep, Juice WRLD. The names are far too many, and the pattern is painfully clear. Despite making strides toward a healthier lifestyle, Quan was not immune to the ever-looming shadow of addiction, a struggle he had been fighting for years. Quan's history with substance abuse had its peaks and valleys. Close friends and collaborators described him as being in a better place leading up to his death, reportedly putting family first and working quietly on his music career. But as it often goes, addiction is a complex beast, one that can rear its head even when everything else seems on track. The allure of pills to escape the pressures of fame proved too tempting and deadly once again. Authorities have confirmed that Quan ingested counterfeit pills containing fentanyl, ultimately leading to his death. What makes this so tragic is the sense that this outcome could have been avoided, that someone could have intervened, or that the culture surrounding substance use could have shifted in time to save him. In the absence of immediate official statements, fans and media outlets took it upon themselves to write their own narrative. The untimely death of Rich Homie Quan, who had begun focusing more on his family and distancing himself from the chaos of earlier years, seemed far too convenient to some. There were whispers, some almost conspiratorial, about foul play. Was it a targeted hit? A vendetta? The rapper's past provided fertile ground for those stories. Consider his father, Corey Lamar. In 2014, Lamar was shot multiple times at his barbershop in Atlanta, reportedly as part of a gang dispute. At the time, the incident was believed to be connected to Quan's rising stardom, one of the many examples of how fame in the rap industry can attract unwanted attention. After Quan's death, speculation grew about a potential link between his passing and those unresolved conflicts. Add to that the mention of Rich Homie Quan's name in the highly publicized YSL trial, just days before his death. Young Thug, a former collaborator turned estranged peer, laughed when a witness questioned whether there was still bad blood between them. That courtroom moment, along with the coincidental timing of Quan's demise, was all it took for theories to explode online. The possibility of retribution, unresolved beef, and backdoor deals became a lens through which some viewed his passing. But despite the cloud of speculation, today's confirmation leaves little room for doubt. Rich homie Quan was not targeted. His death was not a revenge plot or an underworld deal gone wrong. It was the heartbreaking culmination of addiction, a lethal encounter with counterfeit drugs that tragically cut his life short. Rich homie Quan's journey in the music industry was anything but linear. He burst onto the scene with Type of Way in 2013, a song that had everyone feeling, well, some type of way. It was bold, fresh, and dripped with Atlanta's signature sound. His rise was rapid, and his work alongside Young Thug under Birdman's Rich Gang umbrella gave us hits like Lifestyle, a track that defined an era. But as quickly as the highs came, the lows followed. The pressures of fame, disputes with record labels, and an ongoing battle with personal demons led to a rocky road that left Quan searching for a comeback. Even though he never quite recaptured the same heights he reached in his early days, his talent was undeniable. Tracks like Flex still resonate, and his ability to channel raw emotion into catchy hooks kept his core fan base loyal. In recent years, there was a sense that Quan was ready to turn a new leaf. He was working on new music, speaking in interviews about his commitment to his children and longtime partner, Amber Williams. By all accounts, he was preparing for the next chapter, one that would hopefully be defined by stability, family, and perhaps a resurgence in his music career. That he won't get the chance to write that chapter is a devastating reminder of how sudden and unfair life can be. The confirmation of Quan's cause of death brings a measure of closure, but not without a lingering sting. His death is another sobering reminder of the crisis facing artists today. The pressures of fame, combined with the accessibility of counterfeit drugs, create a deadly mix that has stolen away some of the most promising voices of our generation. The Atlanta rap community, already bruised by the loss of so many young artists, is once again left to pick up the pieces. Friends like Jackie's and Boozy Badaz, who were among the first to express their grief, are now mourning not just a friend, but also the sense of what could have been. Quan's peers spoke often of his desire to change, of his renewed focus on being a father and an artist with purpose. It's a tragic irony that just as Quan seemed to be getting his life back on track, the specter of addiction took it all away. In the end, the music world is left with a complicated legacy. Rich homie Quan's career was full of moments that showcased his undeniable talent, moments that made us dance, made us feel, and made us hope for his redemption. But it was also a career marked by struggle, one that ultimately ended far too soon, leaving us with a haunting question. How many more talents will we lose to this crisis before the culture changes? For now, we mourn. We remember the music, the energy, the charisma of Rich homie Quan. We remember his voice, which captured the highs and lows of not just his life, but the lives of so many who could see themselves in his songs. And as we come to terms with the official cause of his death, we are left with both heartbreak and a fierce urgency to protect the next generation from suffering the same fate.